let's talk about She-Hulk. Excuse me.
Episode 2.
She-Hulk episode 2. It's not COVID, okay?
I hope.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. Let's talk about it. Very short episode. If you take out the recap and the main titles and all that, it's like 22 minutes, which is a pretty standard.
The first episode is about a half hour.
It's 37, but yeah, a good portion of that is credits, you know?
Yeah.
Something in that area.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What?
No, yeah. No, you're right.
Oh,
It's about a half an hour.
well,
how many episodes?
But no,
6?
I laugh because it's 22 minutes. We think that's short because we have been spoiled with streaming services doing however long episodes they want to make.
Well, Stranger Things alone is
but
like,
that
what,
being said,
2 hours every episode?
That being said, this episode feels like a bridge episode, and this is why I don't understand why they didn't release like the first 3 episodes or the first 2 episodes, because this is such a, how do I phrase this? I think it's a good episode.
Yeah.
But it just feels like it's missing something. Like there wasn't.
It wasn't a whole lot of action.
I would have liked to see like another 10 minutes of this, but it just seems like it got cut really short. And I think that might have been an editing decision. I'm not sure, but I was told that they shot these out of sequence. And
I don't know.
well, the first episode.
How many episodes is it?
9.
9.
The first episode was initially episode 8. And then they're like, no, we need to get Hulk in here right away to kind of bridge the gap between them. But what did you think of this episode, Tyler?
I liked it. It continued the story of She-Hulk the way it is in the comics, despite what some might believe. I mean, she's just not even like the comic books. Yeah, I think it's just it shows a lot. Like, you have to have a character arc, and right now we're seeing her arc is somebody who used to be really independent,
yes,
and kind of in an under the radar way, and that's the way she liked it. And you see this episode, she's kind of getting into and getting used to, and you'll see probably next week and as it moves on, she's getting to like being She-Hulk.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I'm imagining next episode is when she's going to start going on dates and stuff. As
Well,
She-Hulk.
like, imagine if I got like a dose of gamma and then all of a sudden like I could turn into The Rock. You know what I mean?
Get super jacked and
Dude, anywhere that I would go, like a handsome, jacked up dude, you know, women would just be like, well, people in general would just be like, holy shit, and want to be around that. And yeah, I would like it for a little bit. It would definitely be, especially like, I kind of go under the radar anyway. I don't really like being in public that much. I don't really like human beings. I really don't. But I think that's kind of the same way Jennifer Walters is. She's kind of, deals with.
She doesn't like fame, and
deals
she wants
with
to keep her head
when
down
she needs to. Yeah,
and do her job.
Yeah.
Be an honest lawyer and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's interesting too.
But eventually, I
dynamic.
think I would hate it after a little while. If I walked into a place and people were like, "Turn into that thing," I'd be like,
yeah, nobody cares about you.
Right.
They want to see She-Hulk.
But I think, she's going to have this character arc where she's like, okay, well, I got to reconcile the fact that I kind of like that, but also that I don't like this part of it.
And this is what I'm saying is like, this is what frustrates me.
Which is right from the comic books.
Yes, exactly. And that's like you just said, the comic books, people misinterpret her controlling her, like being able to control the transformation.
Mm-hmm.
Again, are missing the point that this is going to be the same as Bruce's arc, but in reverse.
Right.
Like she is, like you said, and it's been done in the comics, she's going to turn into smart She-Hulk.
She has from the beginning.
And yes, sorry, that's not the proper thing to say because she already has her wits about her when she's.
Well, maybe the
Hulk.
first couple times, like in the series, she doesn't know.
That's what I mean. Is that's the arc she's going on. She's going to have to merge the personalities. Well, she's tried to, and that's, again, what people are missing the point because of their stupid politics of what she said about the catcalling scene. What she is saying right there to Bruce is, I'm better than you. And she believes that, even though Bruce is trying to tell her, you still don't know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand how people could view how Bruce was ignored in that sequence when in reality it wasn't his sequence to begin with.
Did you like the guy who said that Hulk is a dumpster character now?
Yeah.
How so?
But that's the whole.
Did you see
but
the
that's
big
the
old
whole arc,
spaceship in the middle of the fucking?
She's gonna be arrogant. She's gonna be
Yes.
like this, and she's gonna get humbled, and she's gonna have to learn that She-Hulk is an example of how she can be strong and confident,
and also
and
how she could possibly screw things up real
and not
bad.
hurt people,
Right.
and not be arrogant, and think and listen. That was the thing, and.
She's basically going to go through the with great power comes great responsibility arc.
You're seeing,
just like fucking Spider-Man.
Exactly what I told you was going to happen
Yes.
with this story arc is in this second episode, she only gets a job because she's She-Hulk.
Yes.
And I said, She-Hulk is going to be the one that everybody loves, and nobody's going to care about Jen anymore, and that's going to be the conflict. And we already saw it here in the second episode.
Exact opposite of
the
Hulk.
Which I thought that whole sequence.
You ready to say it with me? Just like in the comics. Go. I was right there, man. Wow.
I'm not doing it again. I like how you said wow to see if I would do it. Like, wow.
So yeah, we got this weird dial on the board.
Yeah. I've never changed it. It's been stuck on this one. It's been like that since I got it. I just never have changed
it. I changed it a bunch of times. When you first got it.
Oh, well, maybe you did this. We haven't even played with all of them.
Yeah. So what's this one? What's this one? They seem like they're all.
Yeah. Anyway, back to She-Hulk. But what I liked with this episode, right out of the gate, it kind of telegraphs that too, because when she walks in the bar, they're like, She-Hulk.
Yeah.
She has to change. But the name joke, I really hope they don't do that anymore. The whole She-Hulk jokes, like the name. Because we see that too much in Marvel shows.
By the end of it, she seemed to be fine with it.
Yeah, but I think that's what they're saying in that episode. I don't think that joke will be there anymore. It's just, to me, it's like we already have enough of those jokes in the Marvel universe of, what's your real name? What's your name? Otto Octavius. And yeah, it's a dumb name, but like, you guys have mocked names long enough. I feel like we can kind of move on.
Yeah, why are you shitting on the proper,
Yes, the names are stupid. That's the part of the fun of comic books,
right?
Is the silliness of it.
I liked how when she had to transform back into Jen, and she
got drunk right away. That was great. Yeah,
that was pretty
because
funny.
She could drink as much, when she's She-Hulk. That was I love that bit.
That was funny.
Apparently, on the TV screen in the bar, it's Ally McBeal. So somebody said that online.
Can we talk about the big Easter egg?
I want to get to that. I want to talk about. I do want to
finish the episode first.
I really enjoyed that relationship with her and her dad. I thought that was cool. I like that her
cousin
dad.
Larry from Perfect Strangers. You guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you remember that show? No,
I never watched.
Really young.
I watched Stranger Things. If that makes any sense.
No, it's not even,
not even close.
Well, Stranger Things might be ripping off Perfect Strangers at some point.
Well, hey Jake, I'm gonna watch Stranger Things. Oh, just kidding. I canceled my Netflix subscription.
I haven't had one. To be fair, I haven't had a Netflix subscription for like 2 years. There's nothing really on Netflix that I want to watch.
Netflix is one of the few that I actually pay for. I usually just mooch off my in-laws.
When they finally get Better Call Saul, the final season, maybe I'll get it again.
I want to watch that and then watch Breaking Bad because I haven't watched Better Call.
I would actually suggest and
different lawyer show. Back to She-Hulk.
We will, but I would
Come
suggest.
On.
I would suggest watching Breaking Bad first.
No, and then I've already seen Breaking Bad.
Oh,
I just never seen Better Call Saul.
Well, fuck you. Let's go.
So I'll watch it in the order that it's meant because it's prequel, motherfucker. But I did like her relationship with her dad and the fact that he lied about having her help with something just so he could get her out of the room and just talk to her like, hey, what's really going on? Like that was such a really good father-daughter moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the fact that they're like, who would have thought that our family would have 2 Hulks, and just jokes about that. And it's interesting because, again, it's playing up to Jen still not being comfortable in her own skin, because all they talk about is She-Hulk at dinner, and she's just like, I'm here.
Promoted to Best Buy. Yeah. Good job, Chad.
Yeah. Oh, I lost my job. Which, okay, the excuse for firing her I thought was kind of lame, And then just in terms of it made sense. I'm not saying that.
Here's the thing that
I just thought it was lame that those guys would do that.
That's happened in the comic books before. In fact, in the John Byrne run, that happens at one point. Well, not during his run, but during that series. It's always been a source of contention and a source of story fodder for She-Hulk writers that occasionally she'll have a conflict of interest type of thing. Where I know in one story specifically, she ends up during a fight. She ends up during a court summation, whatever. She has to go out and help the Avengers defeat like whoever.
Yeah.
And then she goes back into court and stuff, and the other lawyer argues for a mistrial because how can the jury not be sympathetic to her?
Yeah, she's a hero.
Right, and there's...
and again...
For a long time, she didn't have a job in the Marvel Universe, in the comics, because nobody would hire her because of that.
Logically and narratively, it makes sense. I just think it was lame.
And
because it's like...
Honestly, no, legally in this country, that would totally make sense.
And again, he did the right decision.
Yep.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, fuck those dudes.
But yeah, she would get fired in the real world, too.
Yeah, no, it would happen. Especially in this world, but so yeah, then she gets the job at the Superhuman law firm, or she is the one who starts Superhuman Law. He's like, "Oh, I need you to be She-Hulk the whole time, because that's what's happening." Does this show have a little bit of elements of laying it on thick with their messaging? It does, because there's the obvious shot of a bunch of dudes laughing in a boardroom. It's like the same shot we've seen before, and I was like, okay, so it was like. I'm just saying there are examples that the show can be virtue signaling. It is.
Can I just say, as a human being, I don't think any boardroom full of dudes laughing is a good thing. I've been in boardrooms with all dudes laughing, and it sucks. And those guys suck. And they might be making a joke or maybe laying it on thick, if you will, but I had no problem with it because, honestly, if I was walking past that, that's exactly how I would see it. Why? Because those guys suck. That's why they're all in a boardroom together. Nobody else can fucking stand them.
I'm just coming at it from, like, it just seems like a cliche.
I get that, but at the same time, I'm like, fuck it. Because, honestly, let's stop. You know what? Let's get off the train. Let's stop pretending some shit here. Let's stop pretending that all guys deserve the benefit of the doubt. Fuck you. No, you fucking don't. No, you fucking don't, okay? No, you don't. So if I see a big old room full of fucking dudes, especially white dudes all laughing, you know what? Fucking keep me away from that shit. Because you know what? Most guys are fucking shitheads. There you go. So I have no problem with this woman show, whatever you want to call it, or if somebody else calls it that. I'm not saying you specifically, because you know it's out there. Fuck you. Just because that's like saying, what was it that, we were talking about something, and I was like, that's like saying like all deaf people are like virtuous people, because you know what I mean. Like just because they have a disability doesn't mean they're like automatically good people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm tired of this bullshit from all corners of the male community. Of hey, what makes us. Everything, every action, every fucking thing you've said, everything that you've fucking built around us, this stupid fucking male-dominated society that says, hey, don't think about sex, and then here's a commercial about sex. You're fucking awful. We're awful. We're shitty. Guys are shitty. Thank you. I'm done.
You sound like a male feminist cuck.
I'm fucking telling it like it is. I'm tired of these guys being like, hey, just because I have a dick and balls doesn't mean I'm bad. You know what? If you act bad, yes. And it has nothing to do with your genitalia. But if you act bad, you are a dick. And most guys that I know are dicks. They're shitty. That's why I don't have a lot of friends. I don't want to be around people.
You're great at parties.
Fucking Christ, man! Just
all I was saying is it seemed cliche to me.
Totally know what you're saying.
Yeah,
and I wasn't going off on that so much as I was going off on a lot of this. What?
And if I'm being honest, it's a nitpicky thing. It really didn't bother me. I was just saying like,
yeah,
okay,
and I wasn't saying
that just seems like it's like this. It's like,
and I can absolutely see how somebody would look at it and be like, okay,
but they're just hitting a beat. Like,
sure,
that's what I mean. It's like, okay, we got to hit the beats of like, okay. she's getting the job, but she's not really getting the job.
Let me ask you
getting the
something.
job.
When the fucking mansplaining douchebag comes up and goes, "Hey, there's a hot chick over there. I'm going to talk to it." Did you think that was?
Yikes! That was.
No, did you think that was the same thing? Like the same kind of like? Was it to you? Was it? How did you react to that? Did you react to it the same way you did the guys at the boardroom type of thing? Like, would you think it was virtue signaling or whatever? Or like you said, over messaging, I guess, was more your...
Yeah, I kind of, just because he said it.
I've heard guys say that.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I just... okay.
Guys are shitty. Guys are shitty.
I didn't mind. The boardroom thing, that was the one where I was just like...
And I agree with you so much. And now, here's the thing. I agree with you...
But it's so inconsequential.
No, it totally is. And I totally jumped on it and whatever. But the boardroom thing is, and the thing with the mansplainer is not. And it seems like to me that you kind of have the same kind of...
Oh, yeah. So, the board... What I was getting at, that boardroom, regardless if it's a man or a woman, we've seen that cliche before, because she's working for like a corporate... there's a bunch of rich white dudes laughing in a room. It's like, okay, yeah, we've seen that before. The thing where he was being
they're probably laughing about like which prostitutes they're going to get for the next party.
Yeah, but I could see how they would say that him doing the whole situation where he's like, I'm going to go talk to it. I can see how that somebody could view that as over messaging.
I'm sure there is somebody out there. There is.
My instinct was, I've never talked to anybody that talk like that. So I was just like, I don't think I've ever heard anybody be that obvious.
Let me make it clear. But again, I've never talked to anybody that long who talks like that, but I've heard people say that. I've heard
something to that equivalent. Yes, I have heard that. Yes, some air quotes locker room talk. Yeah, I've heard that kind of talk.
For all you ladies,
not grabbing them by the pussy to the level of that. No.
But for all you ladies out there, there's like two levels of locker room talk. Basically, there's the stuff that you say that is clearly a joke and clearly like between friends that and you've known for a long time or whatever. And there's another level, and when you've hit that level, when you're hanging out with like a bunch of guys and maybe somebody's newer. And you don't really know them that well, and then they say something that they think is on the one level of locker room talk, but it's clearly on the next, and everybody just stops talking, and they're like, "Oh, what?"
Yeah. It usually has to do with like sexism or racism. Where they get a little too cute and use a slur or something.
Or like, what's wrong with Jordan Peterson? That kind of thing.
Or they use they use a slur or something.
And you're just like, oh, you're not invited to my next party.
Funny story. I had a situation similar to that because there's somebody that Tyler knew. We're not gonna name names, obviously.
No.
But it's someone that he knew who said that he's like. Because what's wrong with you? Tyler was on a rant, right?
Yeah, I was talking about Jordan Peterson and Ben Shapiro. And somebody I know was like, what's wrong with Jordan Peterson? And I was like, and I just put my hand on his shoulder. I'm like, man, you just said a lot about yourself that I just don't need to know much else about you.
I had a situation similar. I've had it happen to me a few times, but I've had people mention Hunter Biden's laptop or something, and then I get stuck in a situation where because I'm like, regardless of politics, I don't give a fuck about Hunter Biden's laptop. No. I just don't.
Not really.
Because I like to be politically conscious, but at this point, I'm politically conscious and I understand who I'm voting for and what I'm voting for. Mm-hmm. But anytime I'm talking about politics is to make fun of politicians because politicians are stupid.
Oh, fuck yeah. And they're all corrupt.
And we keep getting sidetracked. Back to S.H.I.E.L.D. I want to talk about a couple more things. I want to talk about Tim Roth coming back. I think he does a great job in the scene.
Yeah, he does. And he makes a lot of sense.
And it makes you kind of level with him, even though he's just going to turn into Abomination.
But he was given the super soldier serum, and in
he was trying to stop the Hulk. The
Hulk
military
was the circles, that was like the fucking golden, that was the hook, man. That was the thing.
But we also know he's not as innocent as he's saying because we also know that he was the one who's like, Thunderbolt Ross was like, how do you feel? And he's like pissed off and ready for round 3. Like, I want more. I want to keep fighting this guy. Like that. You saw that when he kept getting it, he was like, this is what I'm here for.
Yeah.
I sneeze. And no, I love that he is clearly manipulating her.
Yeah.
But the fucking haiku bit, I love that.
That was so fucking great, dude.
And then when she calls Hulk and he's like, he wrote me a very nice haiku. I was like, that's a good callback. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But I like that.
I'm a completely different person. Huh?
Yeah, and then the fact that she like looked at the camera, I was like, okay, at least Marvel. And then I'm like, all right, now do Don Cheadle. Do a Don Cheadle joke. No, I thought Tim Roth was great. And I'm glad he's back because I really liked him in The Incredible Hulk. People can have I don't think that movie is as bad as people say it is.
Which one?
The Incredible Hulk.
It's not.
It's not the best MCU movie, but it's
they
not
didn't
bad.
know what they were doing, and unfortunately, they pretty much wasted the leader. Pretty much.
Yeah, but I liked.
Thanks, Universal.
I liked Tim Roth as Abomination. He was good.
Dude, that whole bit when she was walking up to the prison cell, the whole like bit was just awesome because then she's like joking around and he's like, "Hey, this is a fucking prison, okay?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "Right."
When they walk through the lasers, she has to.
I'd be freaked out too.
And the fact that she has to transform back, he's like, "Hey, no superpowers."
Oh, right.
But yeah, the fact that she's like joking, he's like, "Yeah, this is a fucking prison with."
I really liked
villains.
I really liked when she first walks up to.
That was the raft, right?
Yeah. No. The raft is out in the ocean. I don't. That might be the vault.
It's not. Yeah, I think it's the vault. Because it's not. Because
Ravencroft
is Spider-Man, and so Sony has that.
And it's guarded by the guardsmen, these green-looking funky dudes. That stole Tony Stark's tech.
Yeah, but anything else you want to talk about?
I was gonna talk about something. Oh, I like the bit. I know there are gonna be people who are like, I'm tired of this. All this humor and blah. Like, I like the humor because it adds a level of realism to like. Regular stuff.
And it's nice to see the MCU kind of poke fun at itself.
Right, but she walks up to the door when she goes to her first day at that new job, and the first thing she does is push when it's supposed to be pull.
It's
just a momentary thing.
A blink and you miss it gag.
But I thought it was great because it humanizes Jennifer Walters.
Right.
You know, she's like, I'm just, because you can tell she's nervous. But we've all been in that situation where you're nervous, but you're trying to put your best foot forward, and no matter what, you still kind of make a fuck up or a blunder. It's not super huge. You kind of look around to see if anybody else saw it, you know?
Yeah.
Like if you trip or something, you know. We've all been there. And that humanizes her to me. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wish there was a little bit more. I don't mind that it's a little bit slower and
I could have gone with another 10 minutes.
But I just wish we had a little bit more time, especially with her and Emil. His name is Emil something. I can't remember his last name. But what? I wish Tim Roth's character.
Emil Blonsky.
Blonsky, that's what it is. I wish they would have had a little bit more interactions. Maybe another scene.
We'll talk about Abomination in my long box coming up.
No. We don't talk about Abomination.
Fucking hate you.
We're going to explain what happened to his ears, why his ears are like that. Because he didn't look like that in The Incredible Hulk. I want to know why he looks like this now. He
evolved.
Maybe.
The in-universe answer, he evolved a little farther because he took it again or something. The out-of-universe answer is Marvel knew that they fucked up the first time, and they knew, like, hey, if we ever bring this back, we got to put the ears on, bro.
I think he looked fine without the ears, but...
No, it doesn't, because it's not the fucking comics, dude.
You
also
have to understand...
Oh, he's just a really emaciated-looking Hulk. That's the Abomination. That's not shit. That's a...
Don't fucking start with me.
Don't start with me.
Don't start with me.
Don't start with me.
Oh, who's Hulk gonna fight?
Who's
gonna fight? Hulk gonna fight?
Okay.
A red Hulk, a blue Hulk, Sasquatch, fucking Thor, Hulkbuster. It's always the 5 same shit. Himself. If you're reading
in his brain.
If you're reading Donny Cates' run, it's himself in his brain in a spaceship.
It's fucking so cool.
But it's a cool series.
It's such a
Smastronaut is fucking bonkers.
So fucking neat.
I like Donny Cates. I'm just saying.
Did you read the first issue?
No, I read the whole trade. Because I think the trade's
Oh,
out.
you saw? Yeah. The part where he fucking like just rips his arm up and breaks his fucking arm off from those adamantium
and then puts
nanites.
It back on. Yeah.
No, and then Tony Stark is like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Dude, that is
It's Hulk as a spaceship.
I
That's
think
not
also, I don't know if it was in there, but in Banner of War #1, which is they're doing that right now.
because Donnie Cates is writing both.
There's a part where Thor they go to like this arena and Thor puts his hammer on Hulk on his back to keep him down. And fucking Banner in the spaceship fucking jacks the engine room up, and he literally just rips through Mjolnir like through his body and gets up, and Thor's like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Like shit.
Because he knows he can't kill the Hulk.
And he's also willing to hurt himself really bad because he knows he'll. Yeah, Hulk is.
Speaking of Hulk.
Yeah.
Are we gonna do? Okay, what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah.
I think they're going to do Planet Hulk. I don't think they're going to do World War Hulk. I think they're going to do Planet Hulk and then World War Hulk.
Sure, you could.
I don't know how they're going to do it this way, because I know that they borrowed.
No, here's
Ragnarok.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think we're on the same idea.
I got mine. You do yours.
Because Ragnarok takes a lot from Planet Hulk.
Sure, but not everything.
Not everything. But I'm wondering if this is how they're going to do Planet Hulk, is he's going back to Sakaar to fight them and be like, stop coming
to
after
help
me.
rescue. Yes, they. Okay, here's how.
So
yes.
my thing is he's going there to fight them off,
Right.
saying, stop attacking me. Or maybe that spaceship was he finds out that it was a distress call. Like they were asking him to come back to Sakaar.
That's exactly what it is. But here's why it leads into World War Hulk. Okay, you ready?
Yeah, how are they going to tie those together?
Because they know he's off planet, and while they're off planet, they're going to send him a message and say, I heard a rumor that in this next phase that the Sokovian Accords are going to make an appearance again. And it's going to be with Sword.
Civil War II.
No, probably not really.
Not
but
that.
It's going to be a source of contention again. So they're going to go ahead and ratify those or something, or reboot or redo them or something, or reintroduce them. And Sword will be created by then. And they're literally going to say, hey, Hulk is no longer allowed on planet Earth.
Secret Invasion. Secret Invasion would be their way to bring back the Sokovia Accords, because we already know that the Skrulls are inside Sword.
Right. And Sword.
Wow, Kevin Feige, give us a call.
Yeah. No, he's going to give us a call and be like, shut up, you assholes.
How'd you figure it out?
You fucking dicks. Yeah, but doesn't that seem like...
No, that to me would make the most sense.
Sword literally tells them, even though you guys are... He's an Avenger, you can't have him, or Damage Control will be a part of it too.
But how do you make the Skrulls the bad guys? Because they're not bad guys yet.
But that doesn't mean all of them are bad guys.
Wait.
Just the ones we've met.
True. And... could it be that they were still like, you can never trust a Skrull, right? So maybe
they were in the comics.
Maybe they were pleading to Captain Marvel and Samuel Jackson because they needed them, and then the reality is, okay, they're cool with us. Let's bring more of us to Earth and then start the secret invasion. I just figured it out. Oh my God!
You got it. I
don't think they're gonna do that, but I think they should.
The Skrulls are gonna turn out to be dicks after all.
That's how you turn them heel. That's how you make them evil.
And because they're going to try and find a way to, like, She-Hulk's going to have to deal with this, because people, once the Secret Invasion stuff comes, once the Secret Invasion shit comes out, and that's how you introduce She-Hulk onto the Fantastic Four. We're getting way ahead of ourselves.
But yes, because the Skrulls are the key. They can bring
the Skrulls are green,
Four.
right?
Yeah.
So everybody, that's going to be part of also saying, like, well, the Hulk must be a Skrull, whatever. Yeah. So they're going to find a way to, like, she's going to have to deal with this, either being locked up or hunted or whatever. But, yeah, it'll go all the way to Secret Wars.
Whoa. We just figured out Secret Wars. That doesn't necessarily... Well, yeah, because the Skrulls are a big part of Secret Wars, so...
I don't see any of these right-wingers coming up with these brilliant deductions. You know why? Because they're too busy bitching about
it's
ladies.
Phase Boar and Phase No Guys.
MCU.
Phase No Guys and then Phase No Dicks. That's the next phases of the Marvel universe.
Hey Jake,
Marvel Cinematic Universe. MCU.
I know you're married to a woman, so you definitely like the ladies. I like the ladies.
Big fan of the ladies.
Yeah, I'm kind of just trying to figure out, why would you be so upset? You know what I mean? Like, you really don't want ladies, like, around?
No.
What's wrong with you?
Only white dudes are the leads.
I fucking guess, man.
All right, so that's it for our She-Hulk episode 2 review.
No, I thought it was great. I can't wait for 3.
Wish
and
it would have been a little bit longer.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yep, we're pretty much of the 2 minds, and we also broke the next 3 phases open, motherfucker.
We just figured it out.
Yeah.
Also, I do want to say that my problems with the episode are really nitpicks. I think overall I really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish it would have been a little bit longer. That's really all I wanted.
We're of the same mind pretty much.
I also love the ending of it, just like finding out like, okay, so this does take place after Shang-Chi because it showed this is
that was a neat way,
and I think that's how we're gonna bring in Wong next episode. It's gonna be good.
Yep.
And I just love the fact that the ending of it is her looking at the screen going, "Well, that sucks." Like that humanizes her because we've all had that moment where we look on something.
Did you see the
we
end
see
credits?
something in the news? Yeah, I talked about that. Where you see something on the news and then you're like, well, shit. Like, how many times have you seen that on Twitter or on TV and you're like, well, fuck.
Yeah.
You know? I do love the end credits scene.
It was this morning when I opened up my Google and I looked up one of the college football scores.
Oh.
And I was like, God damn, dude.
Fuck you. The end credit scene was good,
I love
by
you,
the way.
dude.
I do love that she did. No, I don't. Whatever.
I love you.
I'm just going to move past it. I'm not even going to acknowledge it. Fuck you.
Every week this year, you'll be able to say that to me about my Vikings. So.
I love the fact that she's like, Dad, I appreciate that you hydrate, but this is a bit ridiculous. And she had all the water bottles.
She's got like 19 bottles of fucking water.
And she has to she's like lifting up the car with just her hand, like, because they need to work on a flat tire or something. It was a good episode. I just feel like it was a nice in between. Like, I feel like they should have released the first 3 episodes maybe, right away.
I would say we'll see what 3 is, but I think at least the first 2 could have been okay.
Yeah, at least the first 2.
Yeah, you have
because you have the Hulk and the origin.
And then you have the second one, which is kind of and
then build to the next.
Yeah,
because I will say this is the only, other than maybe WandaVision, this is the only show that feels like a show.
Yeah,
other than just a really long movie.
Yeah, broken up by weeks.
Liked it, big fan. So let's talk about
the Easter eggs.
Oh. Well, first we saw Cap's ass on her phone.
Yeah.
Eternals was finally referenced. The big statue in the water. I was like, finally somebody said something.
By the way, the reason why I'm not. The reason why I'm kind of
burying the lead here.
The reason why I'm kind of moving past the Captain America's ass on the phone is because that's what I have on my phone.
Of course.
Doesn't everybody?
Who doesn't have Chris Evans' ass on their phone?
You know what? If you're a right winger and you don't have Captain America's ass on your phone because you think it's gay,
Nazi.
You're a treason. You're treason. Commit treason.
Liar. Yeah, and of course we saw a man in a bar with claws.
Right.
So Wolverine. I like that again.
I completely missed it, and then I saw like a Google thing on Screen Rant or something.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I like that they're giving slow nibbles of the Fantastic Four and the X-Men. I like
she's going to defend Wolverine in this series.
A couple weeks is D23, and I feel like we're going to find out more about Fantastic Four and X-Men at D23. That's just my guess. If I were,
I'm willing to bet that before this series ends, we will meet the new Wolverine. Maybe,
no, we're not going to see that.
And the new Thing.
No, we're not going to see that. No. That's too big. It's big enough that we're getting Daredevil back, and maybe they said there's a lot of cameos. So
you don't think it's time for us to get like? Here's my thing. Okay, no. Hang on. Since Disney Plus started, and they've been doing all these shows and everything, every single motherfucking show has been the victim of when's the cameo? Who's the cameo? What's it setting up? Da-da-da-da-da. We talked about this on the podcast, how it kind of sucks because we find ourselves, at least I do, I think you do too a little bit, we find ourselves in these mindsets.
No, I have a perfect mind. I never do
that. Especially like when we got to the end of No Way Home, okay? Got to the end of No Way Home, and I expected like a bunch of multiversal characters to make appearances because those were the rumors. All we got, and I say all we got, which is fucking spectacular because it was awesome. But all we got, again, such a bad way of putting it, but was the 2 original Spider-Men and a bunch of original villains. Like, that was still really great, but because I have that stupid mindset, I'm guilty of it too. But here's the thing, okay? You've been teasing us, Marvel, ever since Disney Plus debuted WandaVision. Now it's time for you to give me a full-on facial of cameos in this episode, all right? All right? You just been like this for like a year and a half.
Been edging for so long.
It's time to just spooge it out.
All right, so let's move on. So let's talk about Warner.
Don't you think? Disney Plus shows have to have the biggest blue balls ever. Just load it up with cameos. Just
Do you want it on the face?
Huh?
Do you want it on the face?
Sure.
All right.
Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.